Have you ever noticed that certain things happen in your life that seem to be more than just coincidence? That there are clear signs, subtle messages that the universe is sending especially to you, Gemini? Well, my dear, today I'm going to reveal 11 powerful signs that the universe is guiding Gemini's path. And believe me, when you finish watching this video, you'll understand why so many things that seemed confusing now begin to make sense. You know that moment when you're undecided about a decision, and suddenly something happens and shows you the way? Or when you think of someone and that person soon appears in your life. It's not luck, it's not chance. It's the universe speaking directly to you. And Gemini, with all their sensitivity and natural intuition, has a special connection with these messages. You may have even ignored these signs, thinking it was just your imagination. But no, my friend, there is a greater force guiding your steps. And today you'll learn to recognize each of these signs, to understand the secret language the universe uses to communicate with Geminis. Stay with me until the end, because the last sign is the most powerful of all, the one that can completely transform the way you see your journey. Sign 1. Unexpected encounters that change everything. You know when you're going about your daily life and suddenly bump into someone you haven't seen in years? Or when you meet a new person who seems to enter your life at just the right moment. For Gemini, these encounters are never accidental. The universe orchestrates every connection, every conversation, every glance exchanged. And this happens because you, as a Gemini, have a mission to build bridges between people, to exchange knowledge, to circulate energies. When these unexpected encounters happen, pay close attention. This person may bring an important message, may open a door you didn't even know existed, maybe the little push you needed to move forward. I'll give you a very practical example. Imagine you're going through a difficult time at work, feeling like you need a change but don't know where to turn. Suddenly, in a completely unexpected place, you run into an old acquaintance who's started a new project and invites you to join. Sounds like luck? It's not. It's the universe telling you it's time for you to take that step you've been dreading. These encounters carry a special energy, a sense that it was meant to be. And they're usually accompanied by a conversation that leaves a lasting impression. Words that echo in your mind, insights that seem to illuminate your path. The benefit of recognizing this sign is that you begin to trust life's process more. You understand that you don't need to control everything, that there's a greater force watching over you. And for Gemini, who sometimes gets caught up in the anxiety of trying to understand everything rationally, this brings enormous peace. You begin to flow better, to accept the encounters life offers, to be open to the opportunities that arise through people. Each unexpected encounter is a confirmation that you're on the right path, that the universe is weaving a support network around you. So the next time this happens, don't ignore it. Be grateful, pay attention to the messages, and allow this connection to blossom, because it may be exactly what you needed to take the next step on your journey. Sign 2. Repetitive thoughts that won't leave you alone. Have you ever noticed how certain thoughts return to your mind several times a day? As if there were an inner voice insisting on the same idea, the same desire, the same intuition. For Gemini, this is very common, and often you even try to ignore it, thinking it's just your restless mind at work. But it's not, my dear. When a thought keeps returning, when an idea won't give you peace, it's because the universe is trying to draw your attention to something important. It's like a spiritual alarm, a constant reminder that you need to take a more serious look at something. It could be a dream you've been putting off, a change you need to make, a person you need to talk to, or even a forgiveness that needs to happen. Let's see how this works in practice. You might have been thinking for weeks about resuming an old hobby, something that used to make you happy but that you abandoned due to lack of time. Every time you have a free moment, that thought returns. You pass by a store and see something related, log into social media, and content about it appears. This is no coincidence. The universe is signaling that you need to reconnect with that part of yourself, that this activity will bring renewal to your life. Or perhaps you repeatedly think about walking away from a situation that doesn't benefit you, but you're afraid to make the decision. These persistent thoughts are the universe giving you courage, reminding you that you deserve more. For Gemini, with such an active mind and multiple interests, it can be difficult to distinguish between the 1,000 thoughts racing through your head and the ones that truly matter. But there's a clear difference. Thoughts guided by the universe carry a different feel, a gentle yet firm persistence, a resonance that touches deep within your heart. They won't leave you alone precisely because they're crucial to your evolution. When you learn to recognize and honor these repetitive thoughts, your life begins to gain more direction and purpose. You stop living on autopilot and start following the whispers of your soul. So pay attention to what your mind insists on showing you. Write these thoughts down, reflect on them, and above all, have the courage to act. Because the universe only insists on what will lead you to a better place. Sign 3. Numbers appearing everywhere. How often do you look at the clock and see repeating numbers? 11 past 11, 2 past 22, 3 past 33. Or perhaps you notice a specific number appearing multiple times in the same day. On a license plate, a receipt, or a page in a book. To those unfamiliar with the language of the universe, this may seem like mere coincidence. But for those of you who are paying attention, especially if you're a Gemini, it's a clear sign that you're in tune with something greater. Numbers are one of the most direct ways the universe communicates with us. Each number carries a vibration, a specific message, and when they start appearing repeatedly in your life, it's because there's something you need to know, something you need to understand about the moment you're living. Let me explain better with an example. Let's say you're going through a period of uncertainty, unsure whether to stay in a relationship or move on. Suddenly, you start seeing the number 5 everywhere. This number represents change, transformation, and freedom. The universe is telling you it's time to embrace change, to unafraid to follow a new path. Or maybe you see the number 7 a lot, which speaks of spirituality, of looking inward, of trusting your inner wisdom. It's a reminder that you already have all the answers you need within. For Gemini, who is always seeking information outside of themselves, this message is especially important. The benefits of paying attention to these numbers are enormous. First, you feel less alone on your journey. Knowing that the universe is communicating with you brings comfort and security. Second, you gain clear guidance on which direction to follow. Numbers act as signposts on your life's path. Third, you strengthen your intuition and spiritual connection. The more you recognize these signs, the more sensitive you become to receiving their messages. What's more, when you share these experiences with others, you realize you're not alone, that many are receiving the same signals. This creates a sense of unity, of being part of something bigger. So the next time you see repeating numbers, stop for a moment. Take a deep breath. Be grateful for the message. And try to understand what the universe is trying to tell you at that particular moment in your life. If you're enjoying this content and feel that these words touch your heart, I invite you to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any new videos. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing I'm connected with people from so many different places. And if you've truly felt a spiritual calling and want to support this work of bringing light and knowledge to more people, consider becoming a member or making a donation. Every gesture of support strengthens this chain of love and wisdom we're building together. Now let's continue discovering more wonderful signs that the universe is sending you. Sign 4. Vivid dreams that feel real. Do you wake up from a dream and feel like you've experienced something real? As if you've traveled to another dimension, spoken to someone important, or received a profound message. For Gemini, dreams are an open door to the spiritual world. While your body rests, your soul travels, learns, heals, and receives guidance. When you have vivid, colorful dreams, full of details that you can remember upon waking, know that the universe is using this channel to speak to you. It could be a dream about someone who has passed away, bringing peace and closure. It could be a dream showing you a path you should follow. Or it could be a dream alerting you to something you need to change in your waking life. I'll tell you how this works in practice. Imagine you're unsure about accepting a job offer. You weigh the pros and cons but can't decide. Then you have a dream where you're in a bright place, feeling peace and fulfillment, doing exactly the job that was offered. You wake up with a certainty in your heart. This dream wasn't just a figment of your imagination. It was the universe showing you a possible future, encouraging you to take that step. Or perhaps you repeatedly dream about water, which represents emotions. It could be a sign that you need to look at your feelings, allow them to flow instead of rationalizing everything. For Gemini, who lives largely in their minds, dreams are a way for the universe to connect with their emotional and intuitive side. They bring messages that the rational mind couldn't grasp during the day. And the best part is that these messages come in symbolic language, full of profound meanings. When you learn to pay attention to your dreams, when you start writing them down as soon as you wake up, you discover a treasure trove of wisdom. Every symbol, every person, every situation in the dream has something to teach you. And often the answer you've been searching for is right there, waiting for you to look within. The benefits are transformative. You gain clarity on issues that seemed confusing. You receive emotional and spiritual healing. You feel more connected to your higher self and the divine plan for your life. So cherish your dreams. They are sacred gifts, windows to higher dimensions, whispers from the universe in the silence of the night. Sign 5. Difficulties that are actually redirections. Have you ever been in a situation where everything went wrong? Where a door slammed shut in your face, and you were devastated? But then looking back realized it was the best thing that could have happened? This is one of the most important signs the universe sends to Gemini. When things don't go as planned, when you face obstacles and difficulties, it's often not because you're on the wrong path. It's because the universe is redirecting you towards something better. It's as if you're walking in one direction and suddenly a fence appears in front of you. You can feel frustrated by the fence, or you can understand that it's there to make you turn and discover an even more wonderful path you didn't even know existed. Let me give you a very concrete example. You apply for a job that seems perfect, go through several interviews and are sure you'll get it. But in the end they choose someone else. You feel sad, discouraged, and question your worth. However, 2 weeks later, an even better opportunity presents itself. At a company that values your skills much more, with a higher salary. If you had gotten the first job, you wouldn't have been available for this incredible opportunity. The rejection that seemed so painful was actually the universe protecting you and preparing you for something greater. Or consider a relationship situation. You break up with someone and feel like the world has ended. But months later, you realize that person wasn't right for you. That the breakup freed you to grow and find someone much more compatible. For Gemini, who likes to be in control and understand everything logically, accepting that difficulties are redirections can be challenging. You want to know the why of everything immediately. But spiritual life requires trust. It requires faith that there's a greater plan at work. When you internalize this truth, when you accept that life's no's are divine protections, everything changes. You stop seeing obstacles as enemies and start seeing them as allies. You stop resisting and begin to flow with the changes. And the most beautiful thing is that you develop a deep inner peace, knowing that you are always being guided toward your highest good. So the next time something doesn't go as expected, take a deep breath and say, "Thank you, universe, for redirecting me. I trust that something better is coming." This shift in perspective is liberating and powerful. Sign 6. Songs that play at the right time. Do you turn on the radio and the song playing speaks volumes about what you're experiencing? Or do you walk into a store and hear that song that brings back important memories? That touches your heart in a special way. Music is one of the most powerful languages in the universe. It carries vibration, emotion, and messages. And for Gemini, who are so sensitive to stimuli and communication, songs that appear at the right moment are clear signs that you're being guided. It could be lyrics that give you courage to face a challenge. It could be a melody that calms you in a moment of anxiety. Or it could be a song that reminds you of who you truly are when you're feeling lost. I'll show you how this happens in everyday life. Imagine you're grieving, deeply missing someone who's passed away. You're in the car thinking about that person, and suddenly a song you used to listen to together comes on. That's no coincidence. It's the universe's way of telling you that this person is okay, that love continues, that you're not alone. Or maybe you're undecided about making a big change in your life, afraid of the unknown. Then you hear a song with lyrics that talk about courage, about flying, about trusting. These words enter your heart like a warm hug, like a gentle push of love from above. You feel this is it, that it's time to take that step. The benefits of paying attention to the music that crosses your path are beautiful. First, you receive comfort and encouragement in difficult times. Music has the power to heal emotional wounds, to raise your vibration when you're feeling down. Second, you feel accompanied and loved by the universe. Knowing that even in the smallest things, like a song playing on the radio, there's care and attention for you is comforting. Third, you open a very special channel of communication with the divine. Music becomes a bridge between you and the sacred. And for Gemini, who loves to communicate, this is a delightful way to converse with the universe. So don't ignore these musical synchronicities. When a song touches you in a special way, stop and really listen. Let the message sink in. Be grateful for this sonic gift that has reached you. And allow the music's vibration to uplift your soul and illuminate your path. Sign 7. Strong intuitions about people and situations. Do you meet someone and immediately feel like you can trust them? Or on the contrary, does something inside you tell you to be careful? Are you about to make a decision and have a strong hunch about what to do, even without concrete proof? For Gemini, these intuitions are direct messages from the universe. You have a natural gift for reading energies, for capturing information beyond the visible. And when you feel something strong about a person or situation, it's not paranoia. It's not imagination. It's your soul guiding you. It's the universe protecting and directing you. The problem is that you often ignore these intuitions, especially if they don't make logical sense. You want to rationalize, you want to understand why, and you end up missing an important warning. Let me give you a practical example. You're considering closing a deal with someone. On paper, everything seems perfect, the terms are great, the person is polite and convincing. But something inside you doesn't feel right about it. You feel a tightness in your chest, an uneasiness you can't explain. Many people would ignore this feeling and move on because everything seems so good. But if you honor your intuition and decide not to close the deal, you might discover later that the person wasn't trustworthy, that you saved yourself a huge headache. Your intuition saved you. Or imagine you're in a relationship that on the surface seems to be working, but something inside tells you they're not the right person. Years later, you realize you were right, that those feelings were real and should have been listened to. For Gemini, learning to trust intuition is essential because you live so much in your head. You analyze, compare, and seek information, but sometimes you forget to feel. When you start honoring your strong intuitions, your life changes completely. You avoid harmful situations. You attract the right people. You make decisions aligned with your greater purpose. And the most beautiful thing is that you strengthen your connection with the universe. Every time you listen to that inner voice and act accordingly, you are saying yes to divine guidance. You are showing that you trust, that you are willing to be guided. And the universe responds with even more signs, more protection, more direction. So the next time you have a strong intuition, don't dismiss it. Give it the same weight you would give rational information. Because often, intuition knows much more than the mind can understand. Sign 8. Physical sensations that come out of nowhere. Have you ever felt a chill for no apparent reason? Or a rush of heat in your chest when it's not hot? Or that tingling sensation like electricity coursing through your body? For many people, these are just insignificant physical symptoms. But for those who understand the language of the universe, especially for Geminis who are so sensitive, these bodily sensations are important signals. Your body is a receptor of energies. It picks up vibrations, presences, messages that your conscious mind hasn't yet processed. When you feel something in your body without an obvious physical cause, pay attention. It could be the universe alerting you to something, confirming that you're on the right path, or warning you about an energy that's present. I'll explain better with real examples. You're talking to someone and suddenly feel a tightness in your throat, difficulty speaking. This could be your body telling you that it's not the time to share certain things with that person, that you need to guard your words. Or you enter a room and feel a heaviness in your chest, a discomfort. It's not illness. It's the energy of that place that isn't good for you at that moment. Your body is asking you to leave. On the other hand, you might be meditating or praying and feel a deep peace, a lightness as if you were floating. This is the presence of the divine, the universe embracing you, confirming that you are in tune with something greater. For Gemini, who lives largely in the world of ideas and communication, learning to listen to their body is a challenge but also a gift. Your body never lies. It is your ally, your alarm system, your guide. When you develop this body awareness, you gain an extra layer of protection and guidance. You no longer need logic alone to make decisions. You also have the wisdom of your body. And this is especially important in situations where you need to react quickly, where there's no time to analyze everything rationally. Your body already knows, has already felt, has already given you the answer. The benefits are immense. You become more present in the moment. You protect yourself from negative energies and situations. You recognize more quickly when you are aligned with your purpose or when you are going against your nature. So start paying attention to your body's sensations. Don't ignore them. Ask yourself what that feeling is trying to tell you. And trust this ancient wisdom that lives in every cell of your being. Sign 9. Repeating words and phrases. You talk to someone and they say something that echoes in your head. The next day you read that exact same phrase in a book. And then you see a video where someone repeats those words. When this happens, my dear, it's no coincidence. It's the universe speaking to you through many mouths, in many ways, until you understand the message. For Gemini, the sign of communication, words have a special power. You understand the power of words. You know they create realities. And when certain words or phrases start repeating themselves in your life, it's because there's an important lesson there, a truth you need to internalize. Let me show you how this works in practice. Let's say you're in a phase of insecurity, doubting your worth. Suddenly, you hear from several different people, in completely different contexts, phrases like "you're capable," "you're talented," "you're special." These people aren't just being nice. It's the universe using these people as messengers to remind you of who you are. Or imagine you're resisting a necessary change, holding on to what no longer serves you. Then you hear phrases everywhere about letting go, trusting in the new. These repetitions are like gentle but persistent hammer blows, breaking down your resistance, preparing you to take the step you so desperately need. The most beautiful thing is that the universe is very creative in the ways it sends these messages. It can be in a casual conversation, a movie, a song, a billboard on the street, a social media post, a book that falls open to a specific page. There are so many different ways, but the message is always the same. And for Gemini, this is especially significant because you love words. You connect through language. When you pay attention to these repetitions, when you write down these phrases and reflect on them, doors open in your consciousness. You begin to see patterns, to understand what the universe is trying to teach you at that stage of your life. The benefits are profound. You gain clarity about your current moment. You receive exactly the message you need to hear. You feel seen, cared for, accompanied. So the next time a phrase repeats itself in your life, stop and ask, what is the universe trying to tell me? What change, what attitude, what belief is this phrase inviting me to embrace? Sign 10. Losses that prepare for bigger gains. Have you ever lost something or someone and felt like the ground had dropped out from under you? A financial loss, a relationship breakup, a job loss, the loss of a friendship. At the time, it feels like the end of the world. You feel pain, anger, confusion. But over time, looking back, you realize that the loss was necessary. It opened space for something new to enter. It taught you valuable lessons. It made you stronger and wiser. For Gemini, understanding this sign is liberating. You tend to cling to things, people, and situations out of fear of the unknown. But the universe knows you need empty space to welcome the new. And sometimes the only way to create that space is through loss. I'll give you concrete examples. You lose a job that seems secure and feel desperate, thinking about bills and an uncertain future. But that loss forces you to seek something new, and you discover a calling you never knew you had. A much more satisfying professional path. The job loss was actually a gift in disguise. A push from the universe to step out of your comfort zone and realize your potential. Or you end a long-term relationship and feel like you've lost a part of yourself. But over time, you realize that relationship was preventing you from growing, from being who you truly are. The loss was a liberation, a chance to rediscover yourself and eventually attract a truer, more compatible love. The hard part is gaining perspective in the midst of pain. When you're in the eye of the storm, it's almost impossible to see its purpose. But here's an important secret. Trust the process. Even without understanding, even with a broken heart, trust that the universe knows what it's doing. For Gemini, who so desperately seeks to understand everything, this is one of the greatest spiritual lessons. Not everything needs to make sense immediately. Some things will only reveal themselves over time. And when you look back after the storm, you see clearly how each loss was a necessary step to get to where you are now. The benefits of this understanding are transformative. You develop resilience. You stop being so afraid of loss. You trust life more. And you open yourself to receiving the greater gains that await you. So if you're experiencing loss right now, know that it's not the end. It's just the beginning of a new chapter, more beautiful and more aligned with who you came into this world to be. Sign 11. Inner peace that confirms your choices. You know that feeling of deep peace that comes after making a difficult decision? That inner silence where everything quiets down, where you simply know you made the right choice. This is one of the most powerful and beautiful signs the universe sends to Gemini. When you are aligned with your purpose, when you act according to your truth, an inexplicable peace takes over your being. It's not a peace based on having all the answers or knowing exactly what will happen. It's a peace that comes from trust, from knowing you're being guided, from feeling you're in the right place doing the right thing. For Gemini, who often lives in a whirlwind of thoughts and doubts, this inner peace is a beacon, an internal compass that never fails. I'll explain how to recognize this sign in practice. You may be facing a very difficult decision, weighing several options, analyzing every possible angle. Your mind is exhausted from thinking so much. But when you finally choose a path, even if it's scary, even if it doesn't make sense to others, you feel an inexplicable inner peace. Your body relaxes. Your breathing deepens. It's as if an invisible hand touches your shoulder and says, "It's okay, you chose right." This peace doesn't depend on external guarantees. It comes from within, from the depths of your soul. And it's the clearest confirmation that you are aligned with the universe's plan for you. On the other hand, when you make a decision that goes against your highest good, even if it seems logical, you feel restlessness, anxiety, a discomfort that doesn't go away. This is also the universe speaking, warning you that you need to reconsider. Imagine, for example, that you're being pressured to accept an opportunity that everyone says is wonderful. Seems perfect on paper. But something inside you doesn't feel right. You decide to decline, even though you're afraid you'll regret it. And the moment you communicate your decision, an immense peace takes hold of you. You know you did the right thing even without fully understanding why. Weeks later, you discover information that confirms that the opportunity wasn't right for you. Your inner peace knew before your mind did. Or think of a situation where you need to forgive someone who hurt you. It's difficult, it goes against your pride. But when you finally forgive, not for the other person but for your own liberation, a profound peace invades your heart. You feel light, free, at peace. For Gemini, learning to recognize and trust this inner peace is a turning point in life. You stop seeking external validation and start trusting your inner compass. You understand that peace is the language of the universe saying yes, you are on the right path. And restlessness is the universe saying no, reevaluate, choose differently. When you honor this peace, when you make decisions based on it rather than just logic or other people's expectations, your life flows much more harmoniously. You attract situations and people aligned with your essence. You live with more authenticity and purpose. The benefits are immeasurable. You feel more secure in your choices. You sleep better, free from those worries that steal your peace. You trust the process of life more. And most importantly, you connect deeply with the universe, knowing you are being guided every step of the way. So my dear, seek this peace. Make it your most trusted advisor. Because ultimately, inner peace is the greatest proof that you are exactly where you need to be. And we've reached the end of our journey today, my dear Gemini. Together, we've seen 11 powerful signs that the universe is guiding your path. From unexpected encounters to that inner peace that confirms your choices, each sign is a reminder that you are never alone on this journey. The universe is constantly communicating with you, sending messages of love, protection, and guidance. And now that you know these signs, your life will never be the same. You will walk through the world with more attentive eyes, a more open heart, perceiving the magic that happens in every moment around you. Always remember that being a Gemini is a special gift. You have a unique sensitivity to capture these messages, a natural ability to communicate not only with people, but also with the subtler dimensions of existence. Your challenge is not to develop this ability, because it's already within you. Your challenge is to trust it. It's to stop doubting so much, to stop questioning so much, and simply allow divine guidance to flow through you. When you do this, when you surrender to the loving care of the universe, everything transforms. So my advice to you is this. Start paying attention to the signs today. Write down the coincidences, the encounters, the dreams, the intuitions. You'll be surprised at how many messages were going unnoticed. And most importantly, act on what you receive. There's no point in recognizing the signs and continuing to do everything the same way. The universe guides you, but you need to take the steps. You need to have the courage to trust, to change, to choose the path your soul is showing you. And I know you can do it. Gemini has this beautiful strength of adaptation, transformation, and constant rebirth. Now I want to challenge you. Over the next few weeks, choose 3 of these 11 signs and pay special attention to them. When they appear, thank them out loud or in your heart. Say, "Thank you, universe, for guiding me. I'm paying attention." This simple act of recognition and gratitude further strengthens your connection with the divine. And you'll see how the signs will appear more frequently, more clearly, because the universe realizes you're listening. It's like a conversation. The more you respond, the more communication flows. And tell me in the comments, which of these 11 signs do you recognize most in your life? Which one touched your heart the most? I love reading your experiences, knowing how these messages are reaching you. And if you know another Gemini who needs to hear this, share this video with them. Let's spread this light, this awareness, this love. Because the more people awaken to the universe's guidance, the more beautiful and harmonious our world becomes. Always remember, you are loved, you are guided, you are protected. The universe conspires in your favor at every moment. And these signs we saw today are living proof of this. So walk with confidence, with faith, with an open heart. Because you are not alone on this journey. You have an invisible but powerful force accompanying you, supporting you, always taking you where you need to be. Trust this, believe this, and live the magic of being who you are. A kiss from the heart to each of you. Until the next video, where we'll continue together on this journey of self-discovery and spirituality. May God be with you, may you be at peace, and may the universe